I just spent about 10 minutes looking for this one bit. I have about 10 of them, but that's the problem, and that's why I need this MikroBench, is so that, because I use this thing so often, that the MikroBench has a spot for this right on it, and then it'll always be where I want it. So that's the idea, is to be able to I need to get 2 of those in there, so it's quite a bit of a spread. That makes the job really easy. Just whatever you do, never get your glove in there. I've done that. Oh my God, my gosh, did that hurt? If you recall, I ran those on the jointer earlier, and that's why I marked it. And that's why, so when I put those together, I want those 2 jointer pieces, edges facing each other, because otherwise this was basically the raw 2x4. Okay, that's Gorilla Glue, so that's going to have to sit overnight. You can see the other one is over there. That was half Gorilla and half conventional. I have one more glue up, a small one I want to do tonight yet before I go in for the night. And so we'll get that one done, and then that way all the glue ups are done for tomorrow. So this is kind of a tough one because it's a 25-inch board. Half of it needs to be 3/4 of an inch thick, and the other half is only going to need to be 1 inch thick. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cross cut it at 12.5. Then what I'm going to have, then I'll resaw it to 3/4, and then I'll have the 2 pieces I need for my glue up tonight, and then the other one I'll worry about in the morning. Leaving it a little bit loose for right now, but just getting it in position, at least close to the right depth. So that'll be all ready to go. That one's pretty close, so we're good to go. Now this one, I'm going to do a little different. I am going to keep the jointer. Remember I marked that with chalk? I marked it with chalk, so I know which is my jointer part, but I'm going to pay attention to this because I like a little bit of raw edge, and since I have some raw edge on that, which is really just, you know, the waning on that 2x4, let's use that and take advantage of it. So making sure that that stays in front. I don't want to get a brush dirty for just this little bit, so I'm just using a piece of bark that was laying around to spread it. I got that on there way too thick. Wow. I don't normally do that, but in fact I'm going to thin it out a little bit. I don't know where I'll get rid of it. Somewhere. Okay, so now when I do that glue up, that waning, I'm going to start focusing on this as being my top, and here I'm going to spread those out just a hair. Now here I'm just using my wrench because it's a small board, and if I use that impact, I'll probably screw it up. So this way I'm just using a little bit of pressure right now. I'm making sure that everything is down there like I want it to be. I'm going to put one on top, and then I can start snugging them up. Love this particular type of wrench for these clamps. You can see why. It swings over. It's the only one that really does that. It works out really, really well, even when you're down on the ground like this. And again, the reason I want to do this project is to make myself a workstation to handle a lot of this stuff for me. Now, let's just see if I'm getting some cupping, and I am. So that one I want to loosen up a little bit. Take some of the pressure off, because remember I'm using the Gorilla Glue, and that's going to expand anyhow, so let that fill that void. And if I had this on my MikroBench that I'm building, then I would be able to put another clamp, a Bessie here and a Bessie here, and pull that right down where I want it, but I'm not. So then I'm just going to have to live with it like it is. So there we go.